Good evening. Good evening. Welcome to the call. My name is Edward Townsend, founder of Houston Wall Street Movement and Wealth Creator LLC. First of all, I want to apologize for the interruptions in the past 2 to 3 weeks. I was on tour and I didn't have everything set up, but today everything is going great. I encountered a lot of things while I was on tour. The number one thing that I ran across was mindset. Strictly, I was only looking for financial mindsets. It's in a terrible situation right now. So I've been had my focus speaking directly to people is about mindset. Mindset is what's holding the people back, and it's getting worse every day because people are not seeing the crisis until they get here, and still they don't see how the crisis is affecting them financially. Everything is going digitally, and believe me, if I say it, there's something going on because I'm not a digital person. I'm still on edge and not quite getting it all, but I'm working on it so I don't suffer as much as the one that do nothing. So we want to change our mindset this morning and throughout the rest of the year. Believe me, everything that you think that's okay and going great, the system has a way of uprooting it if you're not secure within what you're doing. The multi-million-dollar companies, they already know what's going on, and whatever affects things around them, they're prepared. But the struggling small business people and the working class people that I deal with directly, they still don't see the big picture. They're still just making money. They don't have the mindset of building wealth. I ran across some people that taught me how to help the working class people to do things to capture cash and not have to be dependent on others. So I'm going to incorporate that with my Houston Wall Street Movement Investment Group, and that I should have that set up in the next couple of weeks. It's a great program. I got to see how I come out first. My first payout is somewhere around the 21st, and it'll be $4,000. And I will show people how to operate that as an investment, part of the Houston Wall Street Group Investment Group. It's a phenomenal program, but it's a choice if people want to build more income that's directed toward building wealth. We got to get out of making money. That's how we end up all these years in the job situation, because we only wanted to make money. We didn't seek building wealth. It's a mindset. And the first things you got to do, you got to get those three mind-boggling things out of your head: fear, doubt, and skepticism. Didn't the crisis teach you something about fear, doubt, and skepticism? Did it show you that at any moment and at any time, you'll be subservient to the lender or the borrower or the person that we depend on to do things that's going to benefit us? You should have learned that from this crisis. And yet and still, it was just a subsystem that was set up to where the wealthy business owners and their multi-million-dollar business was more important to our state's government, to our president, than anything else. The money was said as though everybody was going to be helped, starting with the lowest one. It was just the opposite. The first 400 some $trillion, or whatever the amount was, went to big business. Still, the small business, they got small amounts. The ones that was felt to be essential to the country, they were put back into place with their loans. But did you get the intricate part of it where it said to bring people back to work? If you don't hire people or bring the people back to work, you wasn't getting it. And that affected the smaller entrepreneurs, small businesses, self-employed workers, all of these people yet to see a difference. And then it was such small amounts, $1,000, supposedly it was 10, but it ended up being 1,000, 2, 3 on a lower scale based on what you qualified for. But just take a person that has a business that don't need employees. It was hard. It was denied. I know I checked it all out. I checked everything because I wanted to talk, because I know anytime something happened in the United States, we can say a crisis. It's been several of them, and the working class people suffer the most. So if you get nothing out of what I say today, seek wealth. Seek wealth. You control and you can sustain that. But if you're just making money and depending on others, it's going to be sad these next few years. Because, see, I'm taking care of me. Even though I was on tour, people say, well, why would you want to go on tour in the middle of an epidemic? Well, I didn't see it that way. Because, see, every hotel that I stayed in was sanitized. And when I came out of my room, I kept myself sanitized. I wore my mask, I wore my gloves, I did social distances, I did all of that. But I Lysol the floor, the tables, the knobs, the light switches, the remote control, the spread that was on the bed. I sanitized the whole room. Every hotel. And I stayed in about 6 or 7 hotels. And, I'm okay. I did what it takes. But I looked at what was taking place while I was there. The president was pushing to open up everything, and the people wanted to get out. They forgot about the pandemic. They forgot it was real. Still doing it today. People still dying today. But they have the way of quietening things down, working on our mindset. See, our mindset is like one track. They get us on that one track, and that takes our mind away from what's really happening. It's growing, Ray, in Houston. Almost 1,000 people a day dying. And I see why. Because they all intertwined. No masks, no sanitation, no social distance. The more they open up, the worse they get. But I noticed the countries overseas, they are doing things differently. So we need to be able, like the wealthy people did, to stay at home. Had the money, stayed at home, enjoyed their family, took advantage of the short break from work. A long break from work, we don't really know, because this is something new. And we got to treat it like an epidemic, a serious one, because we don't understand it. We don't have no cure for it. And our president is sending just opening up everything because the economy needs to grow. Well, when the economy grows, most of working class people will be gone. Then it'll be technology stepping in at a rapid pace. People working from home. It started long before the epidemic. Then now they're thinking about doing the work for the worker. Excuse me, doing the work for the working class people from home. That saves them money. But join the Houston Wall Street movement and be a part of something big. It's growing. It might not seem like it to other people, but I know the things that's being said and done, it's taking place. So if you can't see it, it's just like anything else. You can't see it. And when it happened, you say, oh, I heard about that, man. I wished you see, that's the present part of it. But the past, you had the information, but you didn't take advantage of it. The present is right now, where you're seeing the pressure from things. Oh, you wish you had did that. So, we got to change it for ourselves. We got to change it for our family. Poverty is not a part of life. God didn't put poverty as a part of life. Poverty is the other side that he told us to stay away from. And we did it anyway. Believe me, everything I speak is mostly from experience. I've felt all the situation, but be a part of something big. Get to be a member. There's so much going on. I met phenomenal people when I was out there. We talked on the phone, we text, we did the safe things there. I met with two guys personally, but we had masses and we practiced social distance across the table. And he was at one end of the big table and I was at the other end of the big table, but it worked. It worked and we got things done. And both of those was in Florida. I didn't get a chance to go to all the places that I wanted to because some places was just a little too big for me. I saw the news talking about the nurses and all of those things. So, I have the investment group. I have Houston Wall Street movement group. I have the nurses group. I build and do things based on where I see a need. I saw a need in those places. And man, the nurses movement, I saw a great need for it because they were it's just like military war. I was in the military too. My life was on the line for the sake of the country, and I was right in harm's face. Right now, the nurses and the doctors trying to fight this pandemic that's spreading rapidly because things was opened up too soon. From the beginning, I talked about martial law. Martial law. Shut it all down for 60 days. Let it die out. Now they want to talk about that, but it's going to start spreading rapidly. So we need our nurses. So I felt to do something about what I saw was happening to them way before now. It's been like about 3 years when I first started putting this program together. And we had May 5th is National Nurse Week, something like that. So I did a big opening for that, but somehow I got sidetracked. I won't say sidetracked. Things started growing. I had to become incorporated as a business. I had to brand my business. I had to do some other necessary things because there were big things getting ready to take place. And I like to be professional as much as possible. It's not the cost, but it's the professionalism that really moves me and make me feel good about what I'm doing, and so I'm sticking with where I'm headed. I see great things. Strip malls, 25,000 people membership, and produced over 25 millionaires during that process. See, and we have the avenues of acquiring money. I tell people out there, don't worry about the money. Let's get the program that's needed to work. That's going to be able to do the work of 200-300 people. You can't do it all by yourself. So we have to get in a situation, since we're going digitally, we have to do it digitally. I have a lot of revamps and things that I'm going to do digitally because I got to have it operational. in every aspect, and I'm not the person, but I still know how it needs to be done. And that's what I'm going to do. The same for your business. Do the same for yourself. You know, investments is investments. I started my own investment because I know I'm going to be fair and equal with every investor. Nobody loses. See, it's like the program I was telling you about. It's an investment program. That's the reason I stuck it to Houston Wall Street Movement Investment Group. Okay, because everybody wins. There will be no losers. There will be no non-gainers. $4,000. You can. It's a month. You can every single month you can make $4,000. Okay, and it's a helping program. Just helping people. See, that's what most of us miss. We're thinking about me, myself, and I. We're not thinking about the other people. I'm blessed because I think of others, and I'm not gonna build wealth and forget the people that helped me to build wealth. See, I've been a part of that. Everything is real life ventures with me. I just come off of one 25-year venture and wasn't thought of, just pushed to the side. So I'm speaking from experience. You can't control and operate the wealth of someone else's company. You have to get what you can get out of the company and build yours on the side simultaneously. And all of my 30 years of experience is what I'm putting together to build my company now, because people need to do it. At 30 years, it still affected me, and I had a lot of knowledge about what was taking place. That's big to me. That is real stuff, and I'm a living proof of it. So I'm not just speaking. I want people to be successful. I don't care about all of the other stuff that's going on with other people. The hoorah, and I'm a hoorah when all that's surrounding me is wealthy, on the way to being wealthy. Let's have something to rejoice about. Let's go over to Wealth Creatorville. That'll be a subdivision where wealthy people live, just like Hollywood. I got a chance to see the areas in Miami where the wealthy people live. I like to, when I travel, I went to the best of the best that was in Miami, because I like to see what other people are doing that the 90% of American people are not doing. See, the 10% is doing 10 times more than what we're doing. But I want to see their lifestyle. And their lifestyle is, I wouldn't say of the rich and the famous, I would say just the rich. And to me, rich is being able to do what you want to do when you want to do that. See, that's all it was. They didn't know if I was rich, wealthy, or whatever. I just showed up. Places that I couldn't go, they turned me around at the door. Some areas of town I went to, hey, I was there. They didn't know me personally, but I was there to observe. So there's still places, even in Houston, I find oases built in the middle of the city. Nobody even know it exists. Here I am just riding around, found a way into something. Several places. I thought I was in California, in the wealthy area. I thought I was in Los Angeles. Some areas here, right here in Houston, right in the middle of normal homes. You got castles and just a surrounded area, private swimming, private fishing, yachts and boats, and all of this kind of stuff. But that's the life they prefer to do and live in. Nothing wrong with it. They can afford it. They can do it. It would be the same with you. If you look at the wealthy people of all cultures in America, there's very few living on the lowest the poverty scale that it is. They're not trying to do that. They enjoying life. Even if they don't do other things, it's not trying to be different. I always wanted a big mansion. See, so that's just me. I'm not trying to be different, but it just looks and feels good to me, and it's not wasted, because, it can be my home. When I get that perfect one, it can be my home for generation and generation. See, if you're going to leave some legacies, you're going to leave something, It takes money to leave something that's going to be beneficial to your people. That's how we're trying to do. That's why we talk about Houston Financial Wall Street. That's bringing Wall Street back to Main Street. Everybody forgot about 1921. See, when we're going in we're going in 2021 coming up, and we're bringing it back, and we're bringing it back with stability. No one will be able to just walk in and destroy years and years of prosperity and dreams in a week. It won't happen. That's empowerment. So we got to change that paradigm shift in our mind and start empowering ourselves. We're not empowered. Everywhere I went, certain groups of people were speaking the same thing that I heard from Texas to Miami, Florida. Then I went to Chicago, Indiana, Chicago, Milwaukee, and other states, and just showing the difference in where we just left and the other cities and state in between. Totally different, because people that has the wealth disconnected themselves with the rest of the city. So we have to get our own together. We have to empower ourselves, and that way we can create something that we all can enjoy. That's my goal. That's my dream. That's my mission here with Houston Wall Street and my company, Wealth Creator LLC. That's my mission, to build wealth amongst the people, the hard-working class people that's been the backbone of this country for many, many years, since slavery and other types of bondage. See, we got to change the way we do business. So hit me back, share, like this video, do a watch party of this video. I just want to touch the mindset of people to let them know, hey, there's another side. There's another way. We don't have to deal with anything in between. Let's go create something big that's going to be beneficial to everybody. It's already started. Get your position. There's about at least 820 some people openings yet, because my goal is 25,000. And from that, it's going to be built 25 millionaires. It can happen. It will happen. And I want to see everybody at the top become a part of Houston Wall Street movement. Learn the things that we are doing. Open up chapters in your state, your city. It's a lot of openings, and it's a lot of things that can be done, but it takes me, it takes you, and it takes others. Okay, so I'm signing off now. It's always victory, as I always say, and I see everybody at the top.